Okay, hello, welcome to the beginning part of the video where I just make sure everything is working okay and see how we get on. Just check, so hopefully you can't hear the downpour of rain that's happening outside. Yeah, upshot of living in Wales. Rains a lot. Right, I think we're good to go. I think we got everything working. Okay, hi, I'm Chris, and this is my game Realm of the Empress. It's a single-player fantasy adventure board game where you explore a large open area, in this case Port Ovis, do quests, learn and upgrade a variety of skills, and buy different weapons and armour to progress your character. There's also a main story that takes place in your dreams and should hopefully act as a hook to keep you wanting to play more and also to find out what happens next. In this video series I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of the whole game. Each video should be about an hour long, and the last playthrough I did was about 60 hours, so it should be quite a long series. I'm streaming Monday to Thursday at 7 PM UK time every week for the next few months, so please feel free to leave a comment on any of the videos, or if you catch a live stream, write something in the chat, as any and all feedback would be really helpful, and it's kind of the reason why I'm doing this as well. So I'm not going to do a big recap of what's happened so far, over 20 videos now, so I'll just say watch the first few. We'll start from the beginning and watch some of the tutorial videos to find out how you set up the game. I've got my handcrafted mat here, so we've got a few quests on the go at the moment. Each quest is a little deck of cards. They're labelled A to Z and numbered 1 to however long they are. So we've got 7 quests going at the moment. We can have 10 in this tray. Due to the open nature of the game, you can have as many or as few quests as you like, all ongoing, depending on your play style. I like to take up a few, but yeah, I don't know. It's good to have a limit of 10, I think, to sort of force you to finish a few off. So I've got where we finished off last stream. There's our map card and our player marker, the 12-sided die. Once you get to 12 and go back round to 1, that's 1/2 hour on a tracker that we keep a track of. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll just do a quick show of the map card. That's what I do at the beginning of all the streams. So in the top left corner is the number of the card. This one's 103. And then there are numbers for north, east, south and west. You pick the corresponding card depending on which direction you want to go. You don't go diagonal in this game. Yeah, we've got also a player mat, again handmade cardboard at the moment. Top corner is the equipment. We're doing a leather build at the moment, so we've got boar leather at the moment. We've upgraded some of it. A couple of streams ago we fell in combat. You don't die, you just fall in combat, and we rolled a bad roll and got a injury, so we broke an arm, which means we can only have one thing equipped at any given time. So we did have a bronze short sword and we've got an oak shield. We've decided just to go with the oak shield, so because we're probably not going to get into too many fights if we can avoid them. We've also got a satchel that you start the game with that gives you 35 slots. Most of the chits, or the inventory is a chit system, all the items are chits. Most of them are 1/2 inch square, but some of them are slightly longer, like the short sword is sort of a long and thin one, and then the pickaxe and axe are twice as long. A pouch is what you can access when you're in combat. It's the only thing you can access whilst you're in combat. So that's where you put your food items, because that's how you regenerate your health for the most part. We've got a quest item slot and a dream deck slot as well. So when you go to sleep, if you're in a bed roll or bed, then you have a chance to sleep, to have a dream. And the dream is supposed to be this kind of hook that keeps you wanting to find out what happens, like I said at the intro. We did a quest to get into the inn by paying at the end of the week, which we have paid off, but we haven't got enough to pay for a new week. So once we raise 50 gold, we'll probably do that. But I wanted to show off the wild sleeping as well. So once we do that, we will have to move all these things into our satchel, which is already very full, as you can see. So we might have to drop a few things. We did a lot of foraging last stream, and we don't need Everything is useful in this game, but maybe not all at the beginning or at the same time, so we might have to drop a few things. The weather is okay. It can either be raining or okay. Based on the British weather, like what I'm having at the moment, it's absolutely torrential outside. Animals don't come out in the rain, so when you're in the woods, that's where you find animals, so that can be a good or a bad thing, depending on if you're hunting them or if you want to avoid them. And then lastly, we've got Merwin's map down in the corner here, a special slot for it because it's the only map in the game, and it gives you an idea of what direction you might want to go in. So that is it. That's the main thing. So what we want to do today is we're going to do a bit of fishing to get a bit of gold, hopefully. So we're going to do a bit of sea fishing. We've done river fishing so far. We're going to go along here south to some sea fishing, and then we're going to go north, talk to a scholar, GA, up at the observatory. We're going to finish off a bit of a quest we did last stream with him, and then he's got another quest we can sort of do with him in the evening, at night basically. So we have this tracker, I'll show you. So like I said, every 12 steps is 1/2 hour. So in the top left you can see we've got 32 half hours, 16 hours in a day, 8 hours at night. We've got a morality system, so you can sneak in this game and steal, but you lose morality for every attempt, and you can only get morality back by doing quests, which are finite, so you have to be a bit wary of when you want to do that. We've got a whole list of skills. We are now level 1 in all of the skills, and we've got hunting, we haven't quite leveled up yet, and traversal as well, but we're level 2 at cooking. We're on the last day of the first week, day 7 of week 1. We've got an in payment here, which was just a yes or no, and now I've made it so it's 1 to 7 days, so it's 10 gold for 1 day or 50 gold for 7 days if you pay in advance. And then we've got our armor at the bottom. So we're doing a leather build, and we've upgraded the boar leather for a bit. There is perhaps a question of if you level up boar leather, does that carry over to bear leather and then wolf leather later? At the moment I've got it so it doesn't, because I like there to be a bit of a challenge, but I've got sort of additional rules that make the game more difficult or more simple or less complex basically, so that could be something that goes in there. Armor does sell for more if you have leveled it up, so it's not completely redundant to do it even if you sell the armor afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some fishing. So I will show the fishing minigame, which we've done a few times now. It's a good way to earn a bit of gold. I've now got some fishing chits which I wasn't using before, but now that I've got them just for small fish, because I've taken away how much meat they had, because it was kind of clashing with how much meat you get from the animals in the woods, like boars and bears, and it seemed like a bit ridiculous to get a whole meat from a tiny little fish and then like 2 meat from a boar. So I've taken away that, so now small fish you can collect them as chits, and every 5 is similar to berries and apples, where it will make a pie, and then the pie will you pay to get it made, and then you wait a day and then you get it, and it restores quite a bit of health. So I think that should work. Right, so we're at the Tanners, I believe. So when you're on a map card with a building, what you do is you take the corresponding card from the building deck. So here we've got 103, so you flip that over and you can see we've got the tailors, actually is where we are, and then it's gridded here so you can do some sneaking for the sneaking minigame and stealing stuff. And then you'll go to the characters deck to find the people who live in that building, and then they will have all the quests that they're part of, and shops. Some of them will have shops that they do, and that they have things for sale and all kinds of other stuff. So paths will always lead to buildings, buildings will always lead to characters, which will lead to quests, and so if you ever get a bit lost, you find a path and then you should be okay. So we're going to go along a bit and then south and then north, and then we'll go into night and see how we get on. So I'm just going to put this in the middle and a bit over. We're probably, I don't know how far south we go for the fishing actually. I think it's quite a bit. So we're going to go down and then we'll probably pack up and then go north. So we'll put that there. And we'll need a bit of space for the fishing mini game anyway. So let's put that there actually. So we want, let's go south and east, and then south again. So we want 138. We've got over 300 mini map cards. grouped into 50s. So 138, we just take that group and then work our way down and along. If you're going east to west or west east, the numbers will always be sequential. So it's quite straightforward once you know that. So we want 138. We're on a path there, and then we're going to go east to 139. So we're going to go east a little bit, and there's a bit of sand down here. So what I might do is go south from here actually. 162. So we've got some sand we're following down here. We can see a bit of the sea. So let's go 161 and then south again to 192. Where's 192? Okay, and then we can go 213. It's down to 213. Okay, here we've got some stuff. So here, it's actually not that far away. 214, we've got a little end of a pier, end of a dock kind of situation, and that's where we do the river fishing. There's also some mining around here. I'll show you what the river fishing node looks like. So we're right on the end of a little, what we call that, pier, and you can see hopefully maybe that there are some X's in the north, west and south areas, because you can't swim in this game yet anyway, and you can't climb up and down large cliffs, and you can't go through barriers, bushes even. Bushes are barriers. So we'll then do our movement. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. So it's up to you how you want to do that. You can always put some cards down, then move, or move however you like really. It's time goes very slowly when you're just walking around, but speeds up once you do skills and earning gold and that kind of thing. But it's not a big deal to lose hours and lose days. But if you are needing to get that 50 gold for the inn, then that's maybe an incentive to get a few things done. But like I said, you don't have to do that. We bought... Did we buy? No, we need to buy a bedroll. We need to buy a bedroll for the night. I forgot to do that. Well, that's okay. I think, no, we don't think we need a bedroll actually, because we don't need to dream tonight. You can only dream if you're in a bed or bedroll. But we do have kindling and a flintstone, so we can make a fire, which will make a difference to our wild sleeping. It makes it a lot less likely to be attacked, because you divide your time between sleep and guard when you're wild sleeping. Anyway, we're going to do a fishing mini game. I'm going to move this out of the way, because the fishing mini game is a bit more in depth. That's how it was, wasn't it? There we go. Right, so we're fishing with crickets, and we've got a new fishing rod. So these all make a difference to how you do things, and we're fishing in the sea. So we've got a river deck and a sea deck. We're going to get rid of all the river. These are all the river ones, so we don't need those. We've got a bunch of nothing cards. Nothing cards just have an empty hook on them. I don't know if you can see that. So we just separate those out. We're going to create a deck of 20, I think actually. We got small sea fish. We've got a variety of small sea fish, and we've got medium fish and large. We cannot get large, and some of the large fish I will show you. Here's an eel. Like I said, I've changed the raw meat. I don't know if you can see that because it's in pencil. It used to be 3, now it's 2 raw meat and 15 gold. But it says at the top it needs a net to catch. Maybe it's to land is the real term you want. But basically, I'm not sure that's even focusing. Hopefully that's focusing a little bit. Yeah, you need a net to land the big fish. Well, we can't do that yet. We can't even catch them yet. So what we're going to do, look up in our rule book how to make up the correct bundle. So we're doing crickets, fishing with crickets, That means we get a slightly different deck of cards with better fish in them. And then we bought a new rod, so that means that each attempt to fish is only 4 hours instead of 6 hours. We did get an old rod from a quest, so you can start doing that then. So, well, we need our treasure cards as well. So we got large fish, and then we got a few treasure chests. Now we have learnt lockpicking, we did that last stream. So we got 2 small chests, a large chest, and an unidentified object. So I don't know if that is visible. That is what we're doing. So so there's a 50-50 chance that it will be locked. So what we're going to do is there are lots of little rocklings, and we've got a couple of hake in here as well. So we're just going to randomly put the hake in and give our small fish a little shuffle, because we only want 3 of these. So just make a little 1, 2, 3 of those. Put that to the side. Medium fish, we want all 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Then we've got all 4 treasure chests and unidentified gear. Then we've got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nothing cards. So what we do is we are going to mix these all up, make a deck and give it a shuffle. Was it only 3? Yeah, 3 small ones. And then we've got all 6 medium. So crickets, it gives you the access to the medium fish. Whereas if we were just using worms, it'd only be 5 small fish, but you still get the 4 treasures. So we're going to make a 5x4 grid, which is, yeah, it's 20 cards, that, isn't it? And we get to pick 5 cards from the grid. If you pick a nothing card, that means that the cards next to it, north, south, east and west, also get taken away. So 4 by 5 just about fits in, so you can rearrange it however you'd like. And the logical thing to do is just to take the corners and 1 extra one, because you're unlikely to get, well, it means that if you get a nothing card, you only lose 2 extras instead of 4 or 3. But in my experience, if you find a good fish, it's very likely that one near to it will be a good fish as well. So let's start off with the corner. You get 5 chances. We get an unidentified object. That's good for number 1. I'm going to go to the next one. Oh, medium fish. Very good. Spur dog. 10 gold for that. And go next to it again. Nothing. So that means we'd get rid of the 2 next to it and that one. So that's 3 goes. We've got 2 more. Let's go down here. Should we try this corner? Medium of fish again. That's good. Let's try that one. Oh, another medium. See what I mean? 2 mediums were next to each other. It depends how good your shuffling is, really, I suppose. They did shuffle it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is us done with fishing. We did very well, I would say. 2, we got all medium fish actually, and an unidentified object. So there is an unidentified object deck, and we just pick randomly from that. And that's it. So we put the treasure chest back, we put the nothing cards back, we'll put the small sea fish back. So we did well there. Very happy with that. Small treasure. Didn't get a treasure chest. There is a large treasure chest there. We did miss out on that, unfortunately. But we only got 1 nothing card, so that is good. And we got, yeah, we did well. Almost got half of the small fish ones. Right, so what we do is we convert our fish into money and raw meat. It's only the small fish that have chits now, so you can make pies out of them. So we can put our crickets back. Our crickets. So that goes in our foraging set of chits. Then our animal loot, we want raw meat. So 1, 2, 3. So yeah, you were going to get 2 raw meat for each of these, but I did think it was a little bit overpowered to do that. So it's now 1. Which I think, and it makes more sense if a bear gives you 3 meat and a little bass is only going to give you 1 really. But we get a bit of gold. So we get 14 plus 10, 24 gold. Happy with that. 24 gold. Let's try to remember that. We'll put these away. Small fish, medium fish, large fish, treasures, and put the nothings and the rivers. We'll do the unidentified object in a minute. 3 raw meat. Now this is filling up our inventory. We do want to cook this stuff. The raw meat, I mean, because it is a lot more valuable and useful then. We have learnt the cooking skill, we're at level 2, but we do not have a cooking pot. It costs 50 gold for a cooking pot. And then we can cook wherever we like, except on a map card with a building on it. And we need to be able to make a fire first as well. Right. 24 gold. We're using our Chinese fortune coins. Very tactile, I think it's quite fun. And we've got an actual coin purse, so you can feel that it's quite light and when it gets heavy. But I'm also tracking the gold too. So we've got a bit of cash in there. We're going to add 24. So let's take 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want 20 gold. Ooh, feels good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, that's 10. No, that's 10. Another 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, that feels good. And weighty. So that's 24 on top of our 16. What's that? Is that 40? That's 40. I thought it was 50 for a second then. So 24, 30, yeah, it's 40. We're only 10 shy. Tempted to buy, if we get 50, to buy the cooking pot, because that is really useful. As long as we can have fun, and we've got all day. To, well, I don't know. It depends how we get on. Anyway, unidentified object. So we've got a bunch of treasures somewhere. Yes, here they are. So we got a lot of treasure. Tried to hack it so we get a lot of loot, different things. Don't know if you can see that. Maybe like there. It's a lot. So we've got small treasure loot, large treasure loot, locked as well. So small treasure chest, large treasure chest. So that's how you decide if it's locked or not. Then we got a bunch of treasure. If it's an unlocked chest, and we got even more if it is locked. So more, so it's different types of loot. And then if it is a locked treasure chest, then the way of unlocking it is with these cards I haven't shown yet. I don't know if they're going to show up super well. They're just 3 different colours randomly in random orders, and then you use some coloured dice to roll, and then you level that up to make it easier to match the colours. But anyway, we don't need to use that just yet. We've also got hidden treasure. Now I've got a feeling, wait, how did we do this? Small treasure, large treasure, unidentified object. I think that was just from the hidden treasure. It's just one from the hidden treasure, from what I remember. There's also an exquisite treasure chest as well. So there's a lot of treasure, I think. And hopefully that makes it, you know, interesting to keep playing and getting new things. You only get the exquisite treasure from doing the hardest cavern. I haven't done any caverns yet. Caverns is kind of like a rogue-like mode where you build a cave system, a cavern system, and it's a whole different kind of game, really. You roll to move, and you can have hazards or different enemies. And there are 3 you can come across in the game. Alright, let's see what we get. Unidentified object. It's just one. I'm going to pick it from... Oh, I don't know. There. 2 gold! Oh, that's not so great. 2 gold. I will take it. Could have done with a 10 gold there. Really? But such is life. We're now at 42 instead of 40. That's okay. We're going to need 8 more gold, and then we can get a cooking pot. Anyway, and it's also good to show you that treasure. So, there's a lot of treasure right there. That's all treasure. Different types of treasure you can get. So I think that's quite good. I do not have drawings for them yet, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a lot of treasure to draw for a game that doesn't really exist yet. Well, it exists, but it's only here. Right, so the fishing was pretty good. We used up a cricket. We got a fair bit of gold. We are gonna go back up to here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 steps to there. Then we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna go north. So all you do is go north to east, and east to west is always sequential, and then you just put them back in the right ones, right group of 50. So it doesn't take too long, and my working area that I can film is quite small, smaller than your average table, I would say. So it I do have to do this maybe a little bit more often than you would need to. Anyway, doesn't take too long. Right, so we're going to go north from here, so I'm going to whack that down there near the bottom. Yeah, and let's go that way a little bit actually. So we want to go 102 right there, 102. So that's the tanners. I don't think we need to go do anything. No. Yeah, we need 50 gold for the cooking pot. That would be good. Then we're gonna go what are we gonna do? 79 up again, north to 79, I think. Yeah. There's a little foraging spot there. We could do a bit of foraging. Yeah, we could get there. Ooh, do we want to do that? No, we don't. We don't want to do that. We did so much of that last stream. 1, 2. We did so much of that last stream. We're gonna have to drop probably a few bits and bobs. Right, we'll go 80. Oh, that's half an hour. Oh, we didn't do the fishing. Yes, the fishing was 4 hours. So that's 8.5 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another half hour. That gives us an hour and a half to get up to the observatory. But like I said, it's so night. You have a chance to encounter bandits and night stalkers, which are kind of like not quite zombies but walking creatures, and you can always flee combat, so it's not super dangerous. But they always get a chance to hit you, or put one of their cards down, which could be a hit or whatever. Can we go that way? Yeah. So it's a bit more dangerous, but there are things I'm trying to think of more and more reasons why you want to stay out at night, really, for this game. So I don't want it to be something where you just want to rush through the night or never be out at night. So I want there to be real reasons. At the moment, the night stalkers drop maggots, which are the best bait for fishing with. So that's one main thing, and then there are also glow bugs that you can catch If you get 5 of those, you don't need to buy oil for a lantern. You can just shove some glow bugs in there, and that will last. Perhaps it will last a bit longer than a lantern oil. Only lasts for one go, and you need that to go in the caverns, and it also lights up the night a bit more. So yeah, I'm thinking about what you can do really to make night a bit more. I think something you really want to spend time doing. Really, we're going to find a bit more information with that for this as well, because we're going to get this quest, which will. Oh, can't go that way. We have to. So we've got a bush as a barrier here. Let me just show you an example of that. So the map cards, you kind of have to follow roughly whereabouts you will be. So there's a cliff face here, and there's an upper part and a lower part, and there's a bush and some sheep on the lower bit. So we're going the lower way, and you can see there's a bush there that comes straight down, cutting off the card. So we can't actually go further east. We have to go down there. But if we were on top, then we could continue east or west. So 3, 4, 5, 5, and then we go south 99. 99. Then we have made our way into a what looks like a field of sheep. We need 100. Yeah, we're in it. We've got ourselves stuck in a sheep field. There. I went a bit too far north. Get 101. How do we get out of here? Oh, I can't get out. How do I get in? We shouldn't have been allowed in here in the beginning. There's no way of getting out of here. Shouldn't have gone that way in the first place. That's my mistake. I'm going to roll it back. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, I should have seen from this one that you can't go that way. We'd have to go straight to 101. That is the way. Yeah, so yeah, got to be a little bit more careful with that. Let's put these away. So it is quite clear on the cards. It's just obviously I'm a bit pushing for time, so I want to make sure we're getting some stuff done in every stream. So maybe being a bit more complacent than I should be. Okay. So we had to go. Yeah, so that was just the wrong way to go up there. So we go 3, 4. That was just the wrong way. Okay, now we can go to 100. Get that back out again. Yes, we can do that. And then we want to go. We don't want these ones. Okay, so that's now 5 steps. 99. And we'll go north from there. 83. 84. 85. So we can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we go north from here? We can go north from here. 37. Go north from there. 37. 38. 9. 12, 1, 2. And north 22. Okay, there we go. I'll show you what the observatory looks like. So here's GA's place, it's the observatory, so we'll finish off this quest and we will wait till night. Tonight is on the reverse side of the cards. I'll show you how that works. So we've done 3 steps. And we've done another half hour, so we're only got one more half hour left. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that. Not sure. Yeah, I don't know if my camera's really focusing on that. Right, so 22, so we'll double check with the buildings deck. So we'll take these, and 22, we've got 2 for 22, flip them over, and we've got the observatory and GA's house. GA's in the house. The labelled items there, if you can see that, the X's and C and D's, they stand for different things you can steal from, such as boxes, drawers, tables, cabinets, bookcases, that kind of thing. Each has their own different things you can steal from them. So that we're in the right place. But as the more you play the game, the more familiar you'll get with all the places, and so you won't need the building cards so much later on in the game. So we're going to find GA in our list of characters. There he is. So we want to finish off one of our quests, which is J. So let's do that first actually. So here's my quest tracker. We'll take all of J. So we've got the whole deck of J here. So it's quite a long quest actually. It's eight cards. So the last card we had, we were chatting to Jilchek. He taught us the lock picking skill. But he says, thank you for. So basically, we had the opportunity to lie to him and pretend that we figured out this puzzle box that he asked us to see if we could open. We went to GA, he opened it, and then we went back to Jilchek. He said, yeah, that's amazing, thank you. And then we had the option to tell him, oh, actually, GA did that for us. So he said, oh, thank you. That's very good of you to tell the truth. And then he, we didn't get a, we got a little quest reward for that. And then he got us the skill of lockpicking too. So there's more to it. So you could just end it there if you wanted to, but you can see in the card deck there's another one there, and you can see GA's got it, so you'd probably want to go and find out what he has to say as well. But there are some quests that you don't have to do every single card in the deck. You can just stop if you're done and don't want to carry on with it. So if you didn't like it so much of the quest, then you can just stop it somewhere else. So GA says, back again. What's this? A folded crane. So that's what we found inside the box. So this was locked within the chest. A reward for the code breaker, eh? Thank you, traveller. Indeed, such an act must be itself rewarded. These have been well looked after, I promise you. My thanks once more, friend. Lose quest item J6. So that was one of the things we got from the puzzle box. And we get a reward of 1 bear hide coif, or coif, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a leather hat. Leather hat anyway. So that's the end of that quest. We're going to keep that actually. That's the end of that quest. J8. So that's all of the J's now go back into the quest pile. And we're trying to find a bear hide coif or coif. So we've got, this is going to be a bit difficult because there's a lot of gear. Bronze, iron. It's always the last one. Bear hide, no. Oh, I think, did we put all the coifs together? Yes, I think we did. So that's actually was the first one we found. So we've got P1 is the next one we're going to be doing. It's only a 2-card quest. It's very short, but it requires us to be out at night. So we're going to get this boar hide coif. We don't need it because we're already wearing one, and so we're going to sell it. Is that boar? Yes, it is. Boar leather. So we're going to sell it to the tanner. I've got a list of how much everything sells for in the back of the rule book, but usually it's half of what it costs. So that's taking up a bit more space, unfortunately, in our satchel. We could put it in the pouch. We can put some items in the pouch if we wanted to. We could put the apples in there. Let's free up a little bit of space. Not a lot, but a little bit. Because I am conscious we're going to lose everything. So P1. Is this the one? Yeah. So let me. We take P1 from GA. I think this is the way it says come back at night. Yeah. We did already have it kind of on the go, but I might as well do a refresher on it since it's a new stream. So it says, hello adventurer, would you care to learn about the stars in the night sky? There are many mysteries to learn from them. Fantastic. You see, even though they look like tiny specks of light, they are in fact great giants of fire. They are also indeed arranged, so to speak, for us to not only see, but to interpret. Fascinating to study their movements. Oh yes. They do move, adventurer, through the dark void. Alas, they can only be seen once the sun has dropped. So, return at night and I can unleash their knowledge to you. So, he can unleash this knowledge to us. So that's exciting. So we have to come back at night. So we're done pretty well with that. We're going to keep that in the tracker. We've only got half an hour to use. So I have a thing at the moment where I'm not quite sure how to do skipping forward in time. So I like the idea of resting to skip forward in time, but I don't know whether or not it should cost something to do that. Before I had an idea that you have to eat a bit of food or something to go a certain amount of time forward in time, a bit of rest, so you kind of makes sense to eat something if you're going to rest for like a few hours. But I don't know if there's any real point to that. I think an apple could be an hour, right? Because apples are free nodes, you just pick those up. It's not a big deal if you use them, but for example, I've been stocking up on apples because I want 5 to make a pie with. But if I want to use up half an hour, or maybe an apple a half hour, or maybe an apple an hour. We've only got half an hour, so we could walk as well 12 steps just back and forth, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it doesn't seem to be any point in doing that. So I think we just skip ahead of time without any repercussion. I think that's just the way forward, because you can just go, yeah, I can just go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 1 and then we're back at night, aren't we? So you wouldn't need to do anything anyway. So we're now at night. So there are 8 hours at night. You do track that because of how much time you can spend sleeping. Now sleeping does have because we're sleeping out in the wild, I think it's a maximum of 3 hours you can only get anyway. So we'll work that out later anyway. So we come back at night. We have to pack away all the cards. Yeah, we're going to pack away all the cards because we need to move them to their night side, and we want to be a little bit confused when you come out, because you're not going to be able to know exactly how to get back again. Like night is a bit sort of random wandering because we use the dark side of the cards. It's a lot more difficult to find your way. So if you weren't paying attention, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Which I like, and it encourages you to get a lantern, because a lantern means you get more cards out. You get north, south, east and west next to you, and you flip your card over to the light side as well. So I want there to be a lantern system involved. That's why I also like to pack away everything. So we can keep that there. What would we want? 79. So there is a bit of upkeep. It is a card-based game, so I mean everything's a card, right? So we need 98 to 100. Everything's cards. So yeah, hopefully, if you would only want to play this game because you like playing with cards. I think kind of as a bit of a prerequisite for this kind of game, really. It's a card-based adventure game, so you have to be okay with taking cards out, put them away quite often. Right, night time. Flip the card over. We've gone back to GA, and he's going to teach us more. So we get P2, and what is he going to say to us? So he says, I hope the journey was not too much trouble, adventurer. The nights are becoming very suspicious indeed of late. Now, come, I have a little observatory that we may look to the stars with a clarity you have never witnessed before. There, I've already set it for you. Look through here and see. The carp. You see the shape of the stars, similar to the fish? There are 12 such arrangements that are known as constellations. Only one may be seen each night, but it grants a great boon to those who can read such signs. I'll read this one for you now, but on any night return here and I can read the arrangement for a little fee. So reward the fish star sign, or the carp star sign. Gain access to star signs. So he also sells, well, so yeah, he kind of sells star signs, but he also sells the persuasion skill. So star signs and persuasion is quite difficult to say. 10 gold for a star sign every night. So hopefully that, and it gives you a boon. I'll show you what the carp boon is. So that's the end of that quest. It's just a little thing to show you that these exist. So star signs. So here are star signs. So we've got 12 of them, like it says, and each one is different and has a little boon. So he said it was the fish star sign. Hopefully this comes up on the camera reasonably well. So there are the stars, the shape of the stars, and then there's a very faint sort of shape as well connecting the stars into a shape. And it says the fish. So we've got some words taken from real star signs to give you an idea, to give a bit of identity. Right. So the fish is friendly, imaginative, and sensitive. The effect is gain ×2 gold from fishing. So twice as much gold from fishing by having that. We're good to have a little space maybe. I know, I'm just going to put it in the quest items for now, down here, because you don't have to have them at all. So I guess you wouldn't really need a space for them. But there are 12 of them. They all have different star signs, and they all have different boons. So we got, for example, gain extra hide when using the hunting skill, an extra card when using the persuasion skill, more hide, more gold, and more hide. So those are for resources of gold or hide in particular. Then we've got more items for logging and mining. That's the twins. Gain 1 more strike before combat begins for any weapon. That's the archer. That's really good. So you could have like 3 hits before anything even happens at the beginning, or if you had that going on. All items in inventory may be accessed anywhere. So that's quite a useful one, I would say. For the day you can have it so you can access your items. Normally you have to be on the in-map card to do that. Extra shield during combat, +20, that's a lot. An extra roll when unlocking. So they are useful. I tried to make them useful. They're not just like little gimmicky things that you'd never really use. Like this one, twice as much gold from fish. So we got 24. We would have had 48. I mean, that's quite good, I'm saying. I think. How are we doing on time? 10 minutes. So I think it's very good. And hopefully it's a bit of an incentive to be out at night, along with the glow bugs and the maggots you can get from fishing. So now we're at night, we have to roll. It's exactly the same as the day, except you have to roll 1 8-sided die for every move you do. I was tempted to change that to every half hour, but that would make it frustrating if you want to have the night stalkers coming out because you want to get the maggots from them or the glow bugs. So there's only a percentage chance of getting them anyway. So let's have a look at night. So 1 to 6 is nothing. A 7 is a found fire, so that can be good or bad. A campfire can heal you up your health, or there can be bandits there, which would be an encounter, which is an ambush that you can't just flee from that automatically. And then an 8 is a night stalker. Once you encounter a night stalker, you must place down a marker, so you can't just farm night stalkers by going left and right, left and right, left and right. You have to sort of move 10 spots and before they will reset again. Okay, so we've done that. We're at night. We don't. Yes, so we're at night now. So what we want to do, we have to move away from this map card, but then we can build a fire anywhere as long as it doesn't have a building on it. And then we'll have a look at the wild camping rules. I'll keep this out. Let's find the wild camping bit. Wild sleeping is there. Let's leave that there so we can see that. So we can choose. We could choose. Well, we don't want to get any combat because we've only got one arm. One arm's broken at the moment. So I think we just move once. We don't need to move. We don't go into the inn because this was our last. Did we get this last night? Actually, we would get this last night, wouldn't we? I'm trying to think. You get the day and the night when you pay for the inn, right? So this is the 7th day, and you get the 7th night, and then the next day. So we could actually go back to the inn, but we're here now. Let's just go south, so we can see still that it's 39. It's the south. So we can still pick our card in the same way. You can pick it from the night side if you want to do it that way as well. You can pick it the light side and just flip it over. There's 39. So we're going to do a bit of camping anyway. So we go 2, 1 step, very easy. Okay, we roll for an encounter. We don't want a 7 or 8 basically. It's a 4, we are fine. Good. Now we're going to make a fire first. So we are going to take our kindling and flintstone. There's 2 items you need. Flintstone you just keep. That's always on you. The kindling gets used up. So all that, we don't really have much there. All we do is say we made a fire. There's no mini game for making fires. We just have made a fire. So that's useful. I think that's also got charcoal because we made a fire. So we made a fire. Now we need to roll. We need to decide how many hours we're going to sleep for. So wild sleeping, I think it says somewhere you can only have a maximum of 3 hours sleep if you're not in a bed or bedroll. We are not in a bedroll. Yeah. So we can only have a maximum of 3 hours sleep. So we've got 8 hours in total. We're in the 8th hour still. So we can only have a maximum of 3. So we can spend 5 hours guarding. So you roll a 20-sided die for that. And so yeah, you got 8 hours in total. Depending on how much you move, you might have a bit less than that. And then you divide the time up between sleeping and guarding. Obviously, the more time you spend guarding, the less likely you are to roll bad on the d20. And then you roll on a 6-sided die to see what is attacking you. And if something is attacking you, you roll. It's the only time where you roll a 4-sided die to see how many attackers, because you could have up to 4 lots of bandits fighting you, which should basically completely destroy you. Same with the Night Stalkers, 4 of those. So it can be very bad. So you want to make sure you are guarding a fair bit. But because we've got a max of 3 hours of sleep anyway, so that means you've got 5. So a 1 to 12, we're safe, which is 60%. But we'll see what happens. 1 to 12, it's a 9. Yes. Ooh. So we are safe. But if we weren't safe, if you don't have a fire, you're only 50% safe, and then a 4 to 5 is bandits, and a 6 is a night stalker. But if you do have a fire, which we do have, a 1 to 5 you're safe, and only on a 6 do you get the bandits, and then you roll the d4 for how many. So that's okay. I guess we wasted our kindling a little bit because we didn't need it in the end, but that's okay. So a couple of things happen now. We have made a fire. So there's a found fire and a made fire deck. Found fire is what it sounds like when you come across a fire, when you're walking around it, like that when we rolled the 8-sided die. If that had been a fire, you can get either an abandoned fire or a bandit attack. So that's all what happens there, but we didn't, so that's fine. We have made a fire. When you make a fire, you can get charcoal or nothing, basically. So the idea is that it is you let it burn down. Actually, we should do that at the end then, if it's burnt down. Let's try to do this thematically. So a couple of things happen. We do not roll for a dream because we're not in a bed or bedroll. We do roll for the weather tomorrow. So let's do that first. Well, actually no, let's not do that first. We want to, let's go back to where we're asleep. How many hours of sleep? We have 3 hours of sleep. So the amount of hours you sleep, you get a sleep bonus for the more hours you sleep, basically. So the max amount of hours is 8. It can give you 10 extra health points for the day, but when you recover your health, say by eating food, it won't recover your sleep bonus. It's just there at the beginning, and then once it drops, it doesn't go back up again. So we have had 3 hours as a max, which is fine. We don't get any extra health from that though, that's why it's 3. 4 hours you get +2 and then up to 10, but fewer than 3 you start losing health. We only have 5 from our species that we picked at the beginning of the game anyway, so if we had 0 hours sleep we would have no health, so we would fall unconscious, and it would be like you fall unconscious with combat. Anyway, we don't get any extra health, we don't get a dream, so it's quite straightforward. So we just roll for the weather tomorrow. Pretty sure that's all we do. So 5 or 6, it's raining. It's a 6. So it's raining. Okay. I don't know if that's good. That's okay. We're going to do some fishing tomorrow because we've got our fishing things. So it is no longer, I don't know if you can see that, it is no longer just okay. With our happy smiley sun, it is now raining. That means animals will not come out in the woods. I'm going to put that over the dream deck, actually. Probably a better place to have it because we will do some more questing. So the other good thing is, right, so we did that. It is now the day on this map. Gosh. Okay, that can go back. Number 22. So that was actually very uneventful. We were prepared. We were prepared with the fire. But we rolled well because we didn't sleep much. So what we did is we traded off having extra health for the next day to not getting attacked, which is a wise thing to do, I think. Also, it is now the next day, so we put the tracker back up to 32. It is now. We have not paid the inn at all. We cannot stay at the inn. All our stuff is going to get chucked out, I guess. That's quite fun, isn't it? So it gets chucked out. I think it's just going to be on the inn map card, so we need to go back there. It is now back to the first day of the second week. So the last playthrough I did was about 60 hours, like I said at the intro. And that was 4 weeks in-game, from what I remember. So I think it'll take a bit longer because I'm filming it. So we're now on day 1, week 2, month 1. I don't think we need months really, but there was space to put it there. Right, now it's the next day. How much health do we have? We don't get any extra health. What we do have is our upgrade. So let's have a quick look at everything for that. It might be a good idea to have it written down somewhere so we know. exactly what my max health is. So it's 5 plus my defense, which is from the armor. So if it was level 1 boar armor, we'd have 9 plus 9 is 18. But then we're level 3 on the body, so that's plus 5. 18 plus 5 is 23. Plus 2 is 25, I think. Plus the 5 of our species, 30. So that's good. We've got 30 max health at the moment. I think I did that right. So it's 9 base level, and but then because we upgraded our body and legs, we then add 2 and 5. So 7 plus 18. 7 plus, I mean, that's more difficult to do than what I just did. Yeah, so it was 18 plus 2, that's a better way of doing it. It's 20, and then plus 5 is 25, plus species is 30. I was right. Maths is not my strength. Right, so I think that's all the things done. So we slept out in the wild. We didn't get a dream because we didn't have a bedroll. And we... what else? We had to roll to see if we got attacked at night. Well, luckily we made a fire. And we don't have any sleep bonus. If we had slept the whole night through, we would have 40 health. 40 health instead of 30. So let's see, it makes a big difference if you want to do some fighting. Anyway, that's our fire burnt out now. So maybe we'd put the chit down, then we could put the chit. That's probably a better way. So if we imagined, this is what we did. This is what we did, I think. You take the kindling when it's at night, you put it on the card along with you, and then when it gets to the next day, it's burnt out. You wake up, the fire is no longer there. You put it out responsibly, and then you shuffle your made fire deck, and we get some charcoal. Charcoal we can sell to... now, where do I... was the charcoal in with the kindling? It was, wasn't it? Yes, charcoal's in. That makes sense. So charcoal, yes, it only sells for 1 gold, which isn't very much. But the carpenter's wife, what's she called? Gwyneth, I think. She is an artist, so she will buy some charcoal off you. Now, the other thing is that all of my items in the inn have been chucked out onto the inn map card, helpfully. So let's have a look. So here we are, that's where we are, day one. These items are now just chucked out. They've just been chucked out onto the inn map card, which I know is 107, I think. So maybe you'd actually do it. See. So there's it. This is all now just chucked on here. So that means maybe we should have picked it up beforehand, is what it meant. I didn't really realise that was what we're going to do with it. So that's there. So that means when you come back to it, you will have to roll to see if any of it has been stolen. Let me just find where that would be quickly. Items, yeah. You may drop any items on the ground by placing them on the map card. They will stay there for the whole day. When you return, roll a 6-sided die. So it's 50-50 again. 1 to 3 recover all your items. 4 to 5 recover half, and you can choose which ones you want and round up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 7. So you'd pick 4 of your other ones you want, which is fine because you want to drop a couple. And 6 is lose all of your items. So, yeah, I didn't really think about that. So we've got a chance to lose all of the items, but only a 1 in 6 chance. But we did roll a 6 for the weather already, so maybe it's raining. Oh god, yeah, I don't want to lose. We've got a Cat's Eye Moonstone there. We've got a quest where we need the gems. So, we run out of time as well. Right, okay, there we go. Anyway, this is what we're doing. Right, so that's there. So what I'll do is to pack up. We've already packed away all the cards, so that's nice and easy. We'll put the carpet on there, and I guess what you would also do is take that perhaps and put that there. Right, so these are all kept together in your little tray. We have now, we've done a couple of quests as well, so we're down to 5 quests now. So I know this one we can't do. This one's got, it's going to be difficult because we've got to fight some wolves. We're not ready for that. We can do that one. We want to do this actually. What we're going to do tomorrow, next stream, is because we've got our fishing star sign, we get twice as much gold. We're going to do some fishing. We want to get some crickets. Oh, we didn't sleep long enough to reset any of the nodes. That's one of the big things as well. So we did a lot of foraging last stream. We used up all the ones at the top there, most of the ones at the bottom. I think there were a couple we didn't use. So, it's going to be a bit difficult to do some fishing, but we'll see. We want 3 fish to give to this guy, Nuth, at the pub, and he can teach us a poker style card game, sort of trick taking using poker rules a little bit. That'd be quite fun to do. We just need to get 3 fish, which we did have already, but we used that to get money. And we want a cooking pot. Yeah, we want a cooking pot as well. Alright, we've got things to do. Things to do for the next one. Cooking pot, fishing, nude. Yeah, see, it's exciting. Lots of things to do. Right. So I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow. Fantastic. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.